Welcome back to the Fantasy Big Beautiful Bill. Last week we talked a lot about corporate income tax. This week I want to follow that up with two more corporate provisions. The first having to do with wages. We talked a lot about corporate income tax's burden to either capital or wages, determined that it really is a burden to capital, but that doesn't mean that we just leave wages to the free market forces. There are two ways to go about wages. One is raising the minimum wage across the board, and I would be in favor of raising it for tipped workers as well. But this next idea I like a little bit better, especially because it flies right in the face of everybody who wants to call everything progressive socialism. And that is a ratio policy. A corporation's highest compensated employee cannot be more than such and such times their entry-level employee's starting salary or hourly wage. It could be something pretty high, like 20, 25 times. I don't mind something exponential for someone who arguably has a lot more responsibility. I do have a problem with it being absurdly exponential, though. In short, if a corporation is doing so great that they can afford raises, they should be able to afford them across the entire company. And while this should go without saying, the economic benefits of everyone having a living wage are astronomical. Fun fact, if we were doing this big beautiful bill in real life, we wouldn't be able to do it through budget reconciliation, at least not with our current Senate parliamentarian. Biden's Build Back Better reconciliation actually tried to introduce a minimum wage provision, and Elizabeth McDonough took it out. So for all you Republicans complaining, knock it off. The second issue that I want to deal with corporations is the stock buyback. I essentially want to put in an excise tax on the stock buyback. If your company has enough cash rolling around where you can artificially inflate your earnings per share by buying back your own stock, then you don't get access to federal grants, tax credits, or subsidies. I'm fine with you doing whatever you want with your hard-earned money, but when it's money the federal government is literally giving back to you in the form of a tax credit or a grant or even a specific contract, I do not expect my tax dollars to then be used to buy back your stock for your shareholders. It's not that I want to take away choices of the free market. I'm all about the free market, but corporate welfare needs to stop. That's it for this week's episode. Join us again next week as we continue to build a fantasy big beautiful bill that actually works for we the people.